You brought
Yes.
up the diversification, and that was something I was going to tie in later as we got into more of your journey and your longevity, because you brought up learning how to diversify yourself early to get into college, and now as a professional athlete, and juggling trying to have a lifestyle and live a certain lifestyle while chasing this dream. You were able to diversify yourself and also build a successful career outside of track and field.
Mm-hmm.
So you would use those same principles. So do you want to talk about like how you saw, why did you see a need to do that?
In the same way, the losses teach you a lot. Some of the truths in track and field, unfortunately, kick a lot of people out the sport. So I made the Olympics in 2008. So you think you come back to the NCAA and everything is going to be a breeze. I get hurt my senior year. And so whatever I thought was going to happen disappeared. And so we already don't have a set professional line in the sport. Let's call that out as it is. What does it mean to be professional? Is it when you get paid? Is it because you have an agent? Does it mean when you have a sneaker contract? We still have some gray area. I like to call it the matrix. You enter the matrix. If you don't get a contract out of college, you're in your matrix. You're in this weird gray space where you're capable of coming into the Diamond League, but at the same sense, if you don't finish in the top 6, you can't eat when you get back home. Like it's a real place where a lot of people can't survive in that. And so they get out and they do other things. The first time I ran 13-1 and wasn't offered a sneaker contract, I realized this game wasn't set, because the Caribbean islands are paired up with the USA in the same market when we don't have the same buying power. And so it's an amazing thing that just puts us in a different place. The fact that we have non-disclosure agreements within our shoe contracts, which prevents us from actually setting a minimum wage. Because if someone in Jamaica runs 10 flat, which is apparently nothing anymore, and someone in America runs 10 flat, and let's just say someone, I don't know, in the UK runs the same time, those are 3 different contract values. And that is an issue within our sport. Like there's no fair bargaining play. There's no metrics. There's no marketing. It's calling it out as it is, right? It depends on who's your coach, who's the agent, where you're from, how old are you? And the next metric will probably be your social media capital. So you're seeing that. And so once I realized this thing wasn't stacked, I'd been to the Diamond League, ran a top 5 time, having wins, and I can't eat. Brother, this don't make sense. And this man from some country I can't pronounce has this decked out gear and all this stuff, and this doesn't make sense. So that was luckily around the time when social media was starting to rise. And the idea of just capturing and sharing your journey was something that was very attractive. And my following, my social equity started going. And then the marketer in me started to rise. Well, I've been very fortunate to be able to have media exposure and understanding the importance of the variable of how the media sits between the public and the stories of the athletes. And so I made some good friends. I became a good orator. I can tell a good story. So let me connect your company with this audience, with my voice. And I fill the gap. You find a need and you present a solution. And so although I may not have been the medalist, I had enough to eat, and it was enough to fuel the passion. And so it kept me going, but I realized that I could not depend on just the sport. Although I love it, its current position isn't in a place to where the 95% of the rest of us live.